How are we doing today, guys? I decided that today's video is going to be something a little bit different. I know that whenever I started doing eBay back in 2000, there wasn't really all of the different options that they have now. So I did it on and off for a couple of years in the 2000s, and then stopped and didn't pick it up at all until here recently. And when I picked it up here recently, a lot has changed. I was kind of wondering if you guys were having the same issues that I'm having, or that I was having, in like, should I get a store? Am I making enough to get a store? Do I do buy it now? Do I do offers? Do I do auction? What's the best avenue for me and for my little business to make it successful, and then tailor it to fit my items? So if that interests you today, then continue, because we're going to kind of go over what I have found out. And if you have any kind of tips or anything that you want to include, please put them in the comments, because I sure would like to see them. All right, so let's get started. So whenever we decided to do the store, right, we had about 300 items listed, and it wasn't slowing down. I mean, there was just more and more and more that needed to be posted, and I decided, well, I think it's time that we get a store. It'll just be better for us to do so. Now, the problem with making that decision, and even with videos and trying to figure out what's really going on, is that nobody really tells you what the right avenue is to take, right? I didn't know that buy it now was so different than the auctions, and that auctions get less traffic. Are you hearing me? Auctions get less traffic than buy it now, because nobody says that. Nobody. It's not listed anywhere. Nobody says it. I found, and it just, well, I mean, I found for me. Now, it could be totally different for somebody else, but for me and for what I have been experiencing is this. Once I opened my store and I began doing buy it now, more of my buy it now things began selling faster and quicker than the auctions. Now, you only get so many auctions every single month, but it's almost like you get unlimited buy it nows when you have a store. And it all kind of culminated and started making sense whenever I opened my store and began having buy it now on how all this stuff works. I started going back through, so my sales kind of slowed down. They kind of slowed down a little bit, and another YouTuber was saying that, you know, something about the algorithms, but they really couldn't prove it, and that's kind of what I used to do. So my job a long time ago, back when dinosaurs were on the earth, I did like algorithms. I was like a social media director person, and that's kind of what I did. And so algorithms make a lot of sense to me. Okay, so when this, or I guess when the rumor, I don't really think it's a rumor, but they were saying, oh, it's a rumor that that eBay could have an algorithm. I was like, okay, well, I'm going to put it to the test and see. I started going through all of my old auctions, all the stuff that hadn't sold, and it was a lot. I want to say it was like, golly, stuff that hadn't sold. I want to say it was a couple of hundred things that was in, you know, that little file folder that you can go over. It says like active, sold, and unsold. So I went to unsold, and then things that had not relisted, and I clicked that little button, and I pulled all this up. So I went by each one methodically, and I did buy it now. I changed it to accepting offers, and all of a sudden, magically through the night, bing, 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 I start selling stuff. Not the things that I had just put on, mind you, but other things that were in my store. Now, what does that tell me as someone who actually reads the algorithms to know what's going on? That tells me that there is something going on, that they are keeping track of them. There's something going on. And it's a good thing. So if you're wanting to kind of push your sales a little bit, I would suggest going to your older things and, you know, and change something in them. It doesn't have to necessarily, you know, relist them as this or that. You know, change a picture or change the title, you know, just something that shows activity on that post. because more of your time on eBay translates to more sales, not only for you but for them. And ultimately that's what it's about. eBay is a business, and they want, their bottom dollar to, of course, be making them money. I found that this little trick for me worked wonderfully. My sales are totally on an upkick. If you have a bunch of items and you're wanting eBay to be a little side business for you, I would, if you were my friend, I would recommend to you to get a store and start at the minimum level if you want to. Start, at whatever level you feel comfortable with and go from there. But you will immediately notice that there's all kinds of perks that you get being a eBay store owner, right? The first thing is, of course, that I had seen like eBay boxes and eBay, stuff to pack with, like all kinds of mailers and tape and little papers and everything. I thought, oh my gosh, those are so cute. How do you get those? Well, that's how you get them, is that you open up a little store, and one of the perks is, and I think it's not all of them, I think it's only a select few, but you do end up getting like little coupon vouchers that you can go into eBay and click to get some of their shipping materials, and they'll send them to you, and they're free, and that's great because we all love free. When first starting out on eBay, the best advice anybody can give you is for you to tailor your business to you. As long as it's fun and it's something that you enjoy doing and it's something that interests you, I think that then allows you to be more successful than you just going at it, nose to the grind and just being, rat race all the time. You have to kind of find what works for you, and that is the most important thing. I wouldn't do this if it wasn't fun. I am having a blast. It's a lot of fun. It keeps me really busy, and I'm kind of like ADD, and so I need that. I need something that's going to keep me on my toes and keep me busy. 3 main tips would be, if you're constantly, posting on eBay and you have, a pretty good amount of items on there, I would go ahead and open up a store, because that's going to keep track. It's going to give you more flexibility, and you're also going to get a lot of little perks that do make it worth your time and worth your money. And then you have to kind of gauge it, how much are you making, and what tier or what level you want to be at. Next would be, not everything has to be an auction. Just going to let the customer decide what they're going to pay for it. Put it on auction and see. We had recently a pair of Nike Shox, and I had looked and did the comps on them, and the comps were like 124. I think the last one that sold was 124 on February 21st or something like that. And so I was like, well, I'm just going to start the auction at 124, and if nobody buys it, that's fine. I'll switch it to buy it now, and then just leave it and buy it now until somebody buys them. I didn't realize how much activity these type of Nikes were getting, because they ended up selling for $174. And towards the end of the bid, it was just dinging, your phone will ding, 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 ding. And you almost like get addicted to that little ding, right? You want to hear it all the time. But so the little ding started going off, and that was like, oh, okay. And that kind of gauges you, make sure that you're, noting the things that are the ones that get lots of bids on whenever they are on bid, on auction, right? So I noticed that the Nike shoes do really good on auction. The cameras do really good on auction. Now, there are some things that absolutely just will not sell on auction, and I don't know why. There's just some things that won't sell on auction, but you put it on buy it now and people will scoop it up. And if somebody could explain that to me, but for right now, I have no idea why. They just do. And so, and then of course offers. And the cool thing about offers that I like is that you can keep the offer an open-end offer where they can just offer you anything. You have those low ballers that come out of the woodwork, and you have to really not take it personally. They're doing that to everybody. They're lowballing everybody, and so you just have to be like, well, deny it or decline it or whatever, and move on to the next one. And you can put, what's the minimum that you'll take for an offer, which is a really nice little touch that eBay added on there. What do you want to list your item? Do you want to put it on auction? Do you want to do a buy it now? I have found that the things that I'm having a hard time selling, if I put them on buy it now, they sell super fast. The cool thing about having your own eBay store is you get to then kind of tailor it how you want to run your store, and you get to kind of call the shots and maneuver around those rules yourself. So anyway, I hope that this helps somebody, and I hope that it wasn't too confusing. I know that since we've been kind of navigating through it, that was three of the hardest questions that we had was, when do you know that you need to have a store? Should it be auction? Should it be buy it now? What is the correct, what is there, is there a manuscript somewhere that I can read that'll lay it all out? And honestly, the answer to that question is no, there's not. But you can kind of tailor it to what sells in your store and what doesn't. And after you, like I said, once you have a couple of hundred items on eBay, you can kind of tell what items are selling, what items are not selling, and for whatever reason, the items that aren't selling, if you put it on buy it now with the offers open to people, and you can also put, a minimum amount in there, but those are the ones that will just start blowing up your phone. And then a hack would be to go through eBay on the things that did not sell and tweak them a little bit and relist them, but do about 15 or 20 of them. When you do that, I guarantee you that within a couple of hours, your things will start popping again. So if everything is kind of plateaued off, do that, and everything will start moving along. I will tell you this too, as another little tip. You need to be active on eBay during the week. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. If you're doing this as like a little side hustle. This keeps your account active. It keeps you going. It shows eBay, like I said, that algorithm. I don't know if they pick up on, the weekend or not, but what I have noticed just doing it for my business and for my eBay store, that when I'm active during the week, it's just going. And when I have gone on vacation, I have to double time it when I get back to get that algorithm paying attention again. I don't know if it pauses when you're on vacation or what happens, but I did notice a little dip whenever we went on vacation to when we came back. So anyway, that is my video for today, and I hope that that it's not just some ramblings of some 40-year-old who's doing eBay. I hope that it's helping you out and giving you maybe a little bit of hope in what you're doing, that maybe you are doing some things right? So, okay. All right. Well, hopefully, if you like my videos, you'll like, subscribe, and comment. I'd love to read them. Talk to you later.